Good morning, students. So, today in class 12th, we start reading of this chapter, The Rattrap by Selma Lazaroff. Okay, so as we discussed the story yesterday, we keep on reading the chapter today. Like once upon a time, there was a man. The story starts like this. Once upon a time, there was a man who went around selling small red traps of wire. Who was that person? That person was peddler. Okay, who sells red traps of fire. He made them himself. He made all these red traps himself at odd moments whenever he was not happy and all doing nothing. At that time, he used to made from the material he got by bagging in the stores or at the big farms. He never purchased the wires. He bags these kind of wires from stores or from big farms. But even so, the business was not especially profitable. What was his business? To make red traps and sell them. So this was not a profitable business for him at last. So he had to resort to both begging and petty thievery. Petty thievery refer here, as I told you yesterday, that once a year he does a stealing. So that is petty thievery. To keep body and soul together to earn his livelihood. Even so, his clothes were in rags. His clothes were in torn, okay, were not in good condition. His cheeks were sunken. His physical structure was not also healthy. You can say his cheeks, he was weak, you can say, and hunger gleamed in his eyes. And most of the time, hunger uh, expresses itself from his eyes. Then, no one can imagine, no one can think how sad and monotonous life can appear to such a vagabond. Vagabond refers to here the peddler. Dear children, I just tell you, throughout the chapter, the writer gives different name to the peddler, like peddler, vagabond, tramp, wanderer, intruders. Many names are being given in this chapter. So he was a vagabond also, who plods along the road, who goes nearby beside the road, left to his own meditation. Meditation means his own thinking. But one day, this man had fallen into a line of thoughts. Line of thoughts means he thinks something about particular point which really seemed to him entertaining. So the thought which came in his mind was very entertaining. What was the thought? He had naturally been thinking of his red traps. Most commonly he thinks about red traps. When suddenly he was struck by the idea, then suddenly an idea came in his mind that the whole, what is the idea? The idea starts from here. The whole world about him. Okay, the whole world with its lands and seas, its cities and villages was nothing. He thinks what? The whole world with its land, okay, seas, cities and villages. Four things he includes. Okay, was nothing but a big rat trap. Got it? Dear children, what the idea? The idea was that the world with its land, seas, cities and villages is nothing but a big rat trap, according to the peddler. That was the idea that struck him. It had never existed for any other purpose than to set baits for people. Baits means attraction. Okay, medium of attraction, you can say. All these things, they are set as baits for people. It offered riches and joys, shelter and food. Okay, four things: villages, cities, seas and lands. In the same way, this world gives us what? Riches, joys, shelter and food, heat and clothing, exactly as the Rattrap offered cheese and pork. Now he exemplifies his thought by giving a good kind of example from our practical life. Like a rat, as soon as anyone let himself to be tempted to touch the bait. What is the bait? For people, food, shelter, joy and riches. And for rat, cheese and pork. Okay, it closed on him. So as the rat tries to enjoy the food which was being kept in the rat trap, it closed on him. The gate closed down. In the same way, we people follow the material possessions and we think about all these four things, and suddenly the curtain of life falls down. Then everything came to an end, and then nothing is more. Means our life is over. In the same way, the life of a rat. This is the example that has been given in the chapter to make us understand the how was the idea of the peddler. Next, the world had, of course, never been kind to him. One more thing, dear children, wherever he went, he was not welcome. People did not pay attention to him. This is the line, never been very kind to him. So it gave him unwanted joy to think ill of it. That's why he think about ill. Ill means negative of the world in this way. It became a cherished pastime of his. Cherished pastime means it was just a pastime that gives him happiness, that he was never given any kind of value by the people in the world, and that's why he's thinking about negatively for the world itself. During many dreary ploddings, to think of people he knew who had let themselves be caught in the dangerous snare, and of others who were still circling around the bait. Here, in these three lines, it is told that he knew many people, those who caught in the rat trap. Which rat trap? Is not like a rat trap of rat. No, it is the rat trap of world. Okay, by which some people got attracted and they ended their life. So some of them they are known to him, but some of them who are known also to him, they are also circling around the bait. Bait means that attraction, the medium of attraction. Then one dark evening, as he was trudging along the road, as he was going along the road, he caught sight of a little grey cottage by the roadside. Okay, so he suddenly observed a grey cottage nearby the road, and he knocked on the door to ask shelter for the night. Now he requests the person or the owner of the house to give him permission to stay for one night in his house. Nor was he refused. He did not get any negative answer. It means he got positive. He got permitted. Instead of sore faces means a negative experiences. Okay, bad experiences that he got throughout the world, which ordinarily met him. The owner, who was an old man. The owner of this grey cottage, was an old man without wife. He did not have wife or child. Means he was alone, was happy to get someone to talk to in his loneliness. The owner of the house was also happy that he got someone to whom he will talk during his loneliness. It means what? The house owner was also requiring company. Okay. Immediately he put the pot on the fire. He prepared porridge for the guest and gave him supper. Means a light meal before the dinner, or you can say refreshment during the evening time, supper. Then he carved off such a big slice from his tobacco roll that it was enough both for the stranger's pipe and his own. So then he provided him tobacco, or you can say they enjoyed smoking, both of them. Finally, he got out an old pack of cards. Which cards? Playing cards. And played Majolish. This was the game that they played with his guest until bedtime. Till they go to bed, they enjoyed Majolish by playing cards. So this was the routine that after the coming of the peddler in the house of the crofter, how did the crofter uh, give his hospitality to him? Okay, or how did he serve food, playing cards, tobacco, and talked with him a lot. This was the thing. Next, The old man was just as generous with his confidences as with his porridge and tobacco. It means the old man did not have this crofter did not have any kind of negative feeling about anyone, and as he was as simple as he was looking. The guest was informed at once that in his days of prosperity his host had been a crofter in Ramazzo ironwork. So when he was young, or in the days of prosperity, he was working in a Ramazzo ironwork. Which is this one? This is iron mill. The name of the iron mill is Ramazzo Ironworks, and had worked on the land, and thereafter he worked in land, means agriculture. Now that he was no longer able to do day labor, it was his cow which supported him. Now he was no longer able to do, means he became old, that's why he could not do physical work. Now his cow is only support for him. Yes, that bossy was extraordinary. She could give milk for the creamery every day. So by selling his milk, okay, and last month he had received all the 30 kroner in payments. So by selling the creamery milk of the cow, he got 30 kroners. Then the stranger must have seemed incredulous. The stranger, who is stranger? The peddler, the vagabond. Okay. For the old man got up. So as he was observing, as he told this thing that last month he got this money, the stranger felt uncomfortable. It means the stranger did not believe the words of the crofter. So what did the crofter do? The old man got up and went to the window. Okay, took down a leather pouch which hung on the nail in the very window frame, and picked out three wrinkled 10 kroner bills. So what did he? He got up, he went to the window, he took the leather bag and put his hand into it, and took out these three wrinkled 10 kroner bills from the bag. These he held up before the eyes of the guest. Who is the guest? Stranger. So, and who is stranger? Peddler. So he showed these 30 kroners to him, nodding knowingly, and then stuffed them back into the pouch, and then put this money back in the pouch. The next day, both men got up in good season. Next morning, it was the writer is talking about. The crofter was in a hurry to milk his cow. The crofter has to milk his cow in the early morning, and the other means the stranger, probably thought he should not stay in bed when the head of the house had gotten up. So he thought that if the head of the house has left his bed, no, I should also. They left the cottage at the same time. The crofter locked the door and put the key in his pocket. So after doing all kind of formality, the crofter locked the door, and both of them they are out and put the key in his pocket. The man with the red trap said goodbye and thank you. The man with the red trap means the peddler. Say thank you, and thereupon each went his own way. And thereafter both of them they left the house. The crofter went to village, and the peddler went on his ways. So that's all for today. Next part or remaining chapter we will read in next video. Till then, do reading and take care.